Let's talk about how to pass the Lazard first round interview. What's up, guys? It's Mike from Job Ready English here with another video to help you get hired. Today, we're going to be talking about the asset management firm Lazard, and a little bit of a different video for you today. I'm going to be taking you through one of our research notes. We are just in the process of updating all the research notes on our past interview packs. I can't believe it. We've got over 50 now. And we recently reached a milestone where we sold over 1,000 past the interview packs. And though the response, I would say 99% of the time has been really good, we recognize that perhaps we could make our research note better, which we have done. This Lazard research note comes in at a whopping 30 pages. If you want to buy this research note, videos, courses, sample answers, some of which you're going to see today, then make sure you check out the link down in the description below. But I'm going to be taking you through talking about Lazard and doing it with the help of our research note. So let's get started. If you've never watched a past the interview video before, it's split into 3 parts where we talk about their recruitment process, most common interview questions answered, and other questions that were asked that we found interesting. This is all based upon our research from publicly available sources in 2022. So let's get started. You'll notice just kind of scrolling through our research process. So what happens in the Lazard recruitment process? So it takes about 2 months. You have an online application. The interview details do vary. Some were face-to-face interviews. Some talked about video interviews. Each round lasted approximately an hour. Some talked about 3 rounds of interviews with 2 interviews for each round. Basic questions with some technical aspects. We don't cover technical questions. It's important to know lots about the company itself and the values, but our research didn't actually show any UK assessment centre details. Here's a couple of facts about Lazards, which you can get from the research note. We also include information about their core values. Core values are really important because this is the language and the basis that they base around their recruitment process. So it's always important to see their core values. We actually copy and paste them in here and we link directly to Lazard's website itself. We also give you some other useful links. So we found 5 most common questions, which we wanted to kind of explain to you. Question number 1, why do you want to work for this company? So if you're watching this, make sure you click the card up above where I give you an in-depth explanation of how to answer this question, and also a free worksheet which you can use to fill in yourself. When we're talking about why do you want to work this company, think about our 5 fast facts. So we identify 5 really specific facts about the company, like Lazard currently manages £153 billion for clients in more than 50 countries, and so on and so forth. You can learn all of that stuff. It could be from their history, their news, their annual report. It shouldn't take you longer than 15 minutes to research this question. And if you can, pick out 1 or 2 facts that really mean something to you, that resonate with you. Maybe it's a charity that they're helping, a corporate social responsibility project, whatever it is, pick it out, sort of talk about how that resonates with you. That stops your answer just sounding like a list. Question number 2, tell me about yourself, personal introduction. So again, if you want an in-depth explanation for how to answer this question and a free worksheet, make sure you check the card up above. Sorry, I never know whether the card is here or over here. The editing team do it for me. Tell me about yourself, personal introduction. If you are just getting ready for interviews and don't know where to start, this is a great place to start, and it's split into 6 parts, which is what are you doing now? What have you done before? What would you like to do in the future? Work experience, extracurricular skills and hobbies, and other skills and interests. That's a quick sort of fire way to do it. You want to condense your personal introduction into about 2 minutes, which is 400 words. Most people, when they start this, they're like, holy cow, how can I condense this down into 2 minutes? It's quite easy to do with practice. So what you'll find is that you'll write too much and then you'll slowly start to condense it there. Question number 3, give me an example of when you've worked on a team. So whenever you get a competency-based question like this, the first thing to think about is, what is the skill that is being tested? So they're talking to you about teamwork. They want you to demonstrate that you understand what good teamwork is, or what are good teamwork skills. You can find that on Google. We're going to cover a couple of our sample answers here, so you can see an example like you'd get in one of our research notes. But interesting things to think about is basically like, communication, listening, talking, making decisions, contributing, working hard, helping others. These types of things are all really important for working as part of a team. So make sure that you include that in your answer. The second thing to think about is the format. So you want to answer this as situation, task, action, result. The actions that you take or you took should be the majority of your answer, 70% of your answer. And this is where you mention the skills that were really good to show that you were good at teamwork. Question number 4, what was a challenging team project you worked on? So this is really more about, dealing with challenges, overcoming difficulties, overcoming problems. Similar style-ish question to question number 3, but be sure that you're clearly identifying what is the challenge, why is it challenging. I tend to think that a challenge has sort of like 2 or more difficult parts to it. So it could be, this is something I've never done before in a time that I'm not comfortable with, or it's in a time that I'm not comfortable with people who I do not know. If it's just a single action challenge, like I ran out of milk in the office, I went to the newsagents and I bought more milk. It's not really a challenge, isn't it? It's just life. So overcoming the challenge and really outlining, what did you do to help overcome this challenge? Did you put in some extra work, for example? Did you help other people? Did you take on a special part of the project which other people found difficult? There are lots of different things that you can pick out. It will be similar to teamwork. And we'll show you some examples of how to answer this question. Question number 5, what are your strengths and weaknesses? I would pick 2 strengths, 1 weakness. The 2 strengths, make sure that you take this from your job description. So the job description will give you everything that you need to know if you're going to be a finance analyst at Lazard. Go and have a look at their job description. A good job description will outline the skills and responsibilities that you have, and also the skills that you're needed to be good at this job. If it doesn't have that, then just type in finance analyst into Google and go and find it somewhere else. There'll be a good job description. I often mention prospects.ac.uk. That is phenomenal. It's really, really helpful for finding information out about the job description. So pick out 2 strengths. Make sure you give some proof, your experience. I'm a fantastic distance runner because last year I ran the London Marathon in under 3 hours. I wish, but if I just said I'm a fantastic distance runner, you could probably think, well, according to what? Particularly if I don't look like a distance runner, right? For your weakness, a word of advice or a suggestion, make sure that you give a weakness that is true for you. The reason being is when people try to manufacture answers, I work too hard, I struggle to say no, I have no social life. These types of things, they could be true, but also a lot of people will be saying the same thing. I always give the example, my weakness tends to be time management and organizational skills, of which I receive constant help, support, and advice around. And the reason why we want to do this is because it makes for a more believable answer to listen to, and also easier for you to talk about rather than something you feel that you're putting on or trying to do the whole, my weakness is my strength. No, everyone has weaknesses. It's really about what you learn and what you do about it. So here are 3 other questions. How would you proactively work with a senior colleague who was difficult and uncooperative? So first of all, what's the problem? Secondly, have you tried to speak to them one-to-one and find out if they have a difficulty that you can help them to resolve? Very often, when you're working with people in the office and they're displaying behaviors which make them difficult and uncooperative, this tends to be related to somebody's personal life or things that are going on with them. They're undergoing a lot of stress or a difficult life event. And the first port of call should always be like, are you all right? Is everything okay? I just noticed you're a little bit short this morning. Is there anything I can do to help you? The next thing would probably be, speaking to your colleagues. You might say, well, is she like this with everyone? Is he that kind of guy? And finally, you'd probably seek to speak to your manager. And the final thing as well is sometimes people can be difficult and uncooperative, but they're just really good at their job. So you kind of have to take the rough with the smooth and think, well, would I like somebody who is very easy to get on with and cooperative, but is not good at their job? Or somebody who's a bit of a personality, but actually they perform and they deliver?